Hey y'all, this week on the podcast, we're going to talk about a little bit of food, a little bit of travel, and who won a free CD.
All while having a whole lot of fun.
Hi, welcome back to As Good As It Gets, the podcast.
I'm Cris.
And I'm Mikey.
And this is a weekly chat from our truck.
Again. Yep. All y'all listening on the podcast, you hear that rumble of the truck, that means we're on the road again, as that one poet Willie Nelson once said. And we are leaving Texas and going to, well, another place in Texas.
Another place, yes.
So we were just in Corpus, or Lake. We were in Lake Corpus Christi for like the past 9 days.
Yeah.
And it was a good time to kind of reset and get some work caught up on. We filmed a couple locations and we did a few recipes, but it was more to get caught up so that we could get back on the road again.
Yes.
And now we are headed towards eastern Texas for our last stop in Texas before we go to our next destination.
Yes. So we spent several days near Corpus Christi, and I think everybody's in agreement that we totally are bummed that we have to leave before we were able to see a lot of the sites.
Yes.
So it definitely has moved to a place on the calendar later on this year.
Well, it's one of those, some places we'll stay for like 3 or 4 days and be like, all right, it's time to go. You know, and then this one we were at for 9 days, and we were bummed this morning when we had to leave because we really enjoyed the area. It was peaceful. The folks down there, of course, we're in Texas, so people are nice anyway. But it was nice where we were at. The fishing, well, I caught some fish, but they were little. But still, we were catching fish, and that's sometimes more than we get back home. And it was convenient to be close enough to a big city or a couple bigger areas, but the town we were in Mathis, if anybody knows where Mathis, Texas is, it's a very small dot on the map, and just outside of it is Lake Corpus Christi State Park, and it was absolutely wonderful. We definitely recommend going there. It's gorgeous.
Yes.
So we're heading on to a state park in the eastern part of the state now.
Yes. We are trying to improve our ways, and we have a destination for the holidays that we are trying to get to. And so instead of like waiting till the very last minute and driving crazy hours and crazy traffic to get there, we're trying to go and stay a few days in several different places on the way.
We're playing leapfrog for about 1,000 miles.
Yeah, so that's what we're going to try and do.
You know, there's folks listening to that or watching going, okay, 1,000 miles in any direction, where are they going? We know they're going to be warm. Are they going to go to California? Are they going to go to Florida? Where are they going to go?
Well, if we're going east, we're not going to California, honey.
Oh.
They know that.
Okay.
So anyhow, but enough about us.
Let's talk about you.
We have a couple giveaways going on. You guys know that we launched this past Monday. We launched the Foodie giveaway that we are co-sponsoring with Iowa Pork.
Mm-hmm.
That giveaway is still going on, so you guys need to hurry and go ahead and make sure that you have your entries on recipes@crock.com. If you go to the website, it's very clearly marked how to go to the giveaway, and then you just go to the bottom of that post and do what it says, and you are entered. So that giveaway is still going on, and that giveaway will be totally by random based off of the raffle copter in a totally fair and equal way of doing things. As an example of what it is not, Mikey will now tell you who won.
I told y'all last week on the podcast that this was a totally objective. It was up to y'all's creativity, wants, needs, whatever, of who would pretty much send me the coolest song idea for me to cover. Yes. And there were a few. There were quite a few, and there were some in the running at the end there. I'm like, oh, that'd be a really good song. Oh, that'd be a really good song. And then Lisa Garland said, "Someday You'll Accompany Me" by Bob Seger. And I don't do a lot of Bob Seger covers. I've done old time rock and roll. He's got a lot of great songs, and I heard it and I'm like, man, that would be a really good song to cover. So, Lisa, congratulations. You are definitely going to get a CD as soon as I get them. It's when we meet up with Aunt Lou at our next destination 1,000 miles east of where we're at, and I think you can pretty much figure out what state we're going to be in. But when Aunt Lou comes down, she's going to get me the box of CDs we ordered, and I will ship you one. So, Lisa, if you would, email me at mikey@recipes.crock.com with your address, and I will shoot y'all a CD.
Yeah.
And congratulations. And while we're parked at one of the next 2 destinations, when I get 5 minutes or however long it takes me to learn this, I will cover that song for you. Good job, because that's now going to go in my show list of songs. I've got a Spotify playlist that's called Gig Stuff, and I trying to listen to new songs to kind of add to a repertoire, because everybody's like, oh, Mikey, if you could play a 3-hour set, we'd pay you money. And I'm like, okay. So I've got songs to learn, and that will definitely be one of them. So congrats to Lisa Garland.
Alrighty. Well, in other updates, as you guys know, we've been trying to add some extra content to the YouTube channel. On Fridays, we've been doing an extra food-oriented post around the foodie, because we have a lot of people who are either wanting a foodie or trying to get one, and so we're trying to put some of that kind of content up and put that on Fridays. Then on Wednesdays, you guys know we always share our travel vlog. Well, I had been getting some kind of feedback from you guys that you'd like to know a little bit more about little things like where to stay and some more details about our experience beyond just kind of the vlog style stuff that we shared. So over on recipes.crock.com, I'm starting to try and do a blog post that would also have a video in it that gives you a little bit more detail about our visit in a particular area, and kind of the things we liked, anything we didn't really like, and then things we missed or things we hope to get to next time, or if we want to come back, and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so, especially if you have kiddos, we also are going to start discussing the various junior ranger programs in those posts, because that's one of the big questions for us is this going to be doable in a few hours, or are we going to have to come back several times? So we're answering those kinds of questions based off our experience. It's not meant to be expert post on any of the travel. It's just kind of
we're not.
No, it's just kind of here's what we learned, here's what we do differently, here's what we hope to do next time, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So you can learn from our mistakes.
and we can learn from you.
Exactly. So with all of that, now let's shift to reader emails.
Okay.
All right. Well, that would require me to know where my phone is. Oh, here it is. Okay.
We're so prepared.
Yes.
Always.
Alrighty. Well, our first email actually came from Jessica, and she just told us that she is really enjoying the Mississippi recipes on the website, and she sent us a couple pictures of some things that she made, and so we thought we would share them with you guys.
Right here.
All right. So we are glad that you are enjoying the Mississippi recipes.
Good taste, my lady. Good taste.
Yes. And then I may have to do some of these from memory, because of course I don't have it all pulled up here. I do know what Linda sent us an email, and she was asking if we could share some more low carb breakfast ideas. And so yes, of course.
I'm all about that, because that means more bacon.
So I thought we would talk a little bit about the different crock pot recipes we have on the website that you particularly like for breakfast. Do you recall any casseroles or anything like that? I've got a couple favorites. While you're thinking, I'm going to tell my favorites.
Well, go ahead. Tell me what you got.
Okay, so I think two of my favorites are the ham and broccoli egg casserole. Did I take your?
You just took mine.
Yes. I love that casserole. It's really savory. It's kind of a little bit different, and it's just an all-around good recipe. So I really like that one. And then my other one also has ham in it. I really like the ham and cream cheese and tomato based one.
That
and
was
I'm
my
like,
other one.
we might pop those pictures up for them that gives them like the real names instead of the in Chris's head that forgot what she named it kind of thing. Those two, and then a classic, the bacon, egg, and cheese casserole. So
again, bacon. Well, you took mine because the two that I were thinking of right off the bat, one was the ham and broccoli. Because if you aren't a big fan of broccoli, to me, it really tastes good with the broccoli. If you are a fan of broccoli, and I am, you're gonna love it. It's fantastic because you've got that when you've got the egg, that the texture of the egg and the ham, but then you bite into that broccoli that's kind of cooked and all that. It's fantastic. It's got a great texture, and it's good for you, but it tastes amazing. And then when it comes to the ham and tomato and cream cheese on that casserole, it's creamier, it's velvety. You still get that saltiness and that meatiness of the ham, and then that tomato adds an acid to it that just really goes well with the cream cheese and that egg.
Yes.
Absolutely two of my favorites. So, yeah.
Another one that is really good, that's kind of like versatile, that you could just serve is our crock pot scrambled eggs. We like to make that up and then either use ham or bacon or sausage. We've been doing that recently too, and make breakfast burritos with a low carb tortilla.
Yep.
So that's a lot of different ideas. That's all pretty egg based. Aside from that, we have the broccoli cheese bake, which is more, it feels more like a bready texture.
Yeah.
And that is good both as a breakfast, but it's also good as a side.
Or a snack or anything.
Yeah, we like it.
If y'all have ever heard of cloud bread, if anybody's tried that out, especially if you're doing low carb, or if you've just heard of it because it was kind of popular there for a while, it kind of reminds me of that, only it's more dense.
Yeah, and it's less
cloud bread.
eggy tasting.
Yeah. Oh, it tastes amazing.
Yes. Okay, our last question actually comes from a comment on one of our travel videos and asking about the park pass that we always talk about. Is that for the entire nation or just for that state?
Nope, it is for the entire nation. It'll get you into any national park. Okay. It's right here. You want to show that?
Yeah, somebody gave us a tip to start keeping it in the truck instead of on my person, which loses it.
Yep, it goes right there with my registration.
This is our brand new one. We just got it this week. We've named the little frog on here. His name is Wilson. So
Wilson!
Exactly. So Wilson's going to be with us for the next year, but this is our national park pass. And pop quiz, do you know where our Texas state park pass is?
I'm hoping it's in my wallet because I'm going to need it here in a couple hours.
Yes. Okay, so two different things. Both the state ones and the national ones offer a lot of the same kind of benefits depending on what park you're at. So if you're going to national parks, this gets you into all national parks. Monuments, historical sites.
We used it at the shoreline.
So,
down in Corpus Christi.
And depending on where you're going, it could be like, it could help you get in for like not have to pay the $10 fee. Like we've been places that are $5, then we've been places that have been like $35, and this still gets you in.
If you go to any like the big major national parks like Arches or probably Yosemite, which we're hoping to go to Yosemite soon, Yellowstone, any place like that, any place that is managed by the National Park Service, that pass gets you in.
Yes.
It's $80, which is a steep payment if you're like just going to go, oh, well, this summer we may go to Arches.
So you need to have an idea of what you will be able to do within the full year.
Yep.
And then decide.
But if you're going to some of those bigger parks, those more popular parks, the ones where they're going to charge you an arm, a leg, and possibly other body parts depending on where you go, that thing's $80. So if you go to two national parks that are major national parks that charge you $35, it's almost paid for itself. Now, if you're doing like we do and you're trying to hit all the national parks or as many as you can, that thing pays for itself within within one trip.
Yes.
It paid for itself within the year. We should have done all the adding up, but I'm going to say it would have cost us somewhere between $300 and $400 to do what we did.
At least.
And it cost us $80.
Yeah, well, especially our Utah trip, which you guys are now in the middle of. Yep. We hit lots of places.
Well, it paid for itself just for the Utah trip.
Yeah.
So.
More so. And then, but one of the other tips we wanted to give you guys is not to overlook the state parks, because we are finding that both from the advantage of staying at a state park, but then also we like the environment mostly staying in a state park. The spots seem to be bigger. It seems to be more serene than staying in an RV resort, and so we really are enjoying trying to stay in a lot more state parks. And state parks are oftentimes a lot cheaper than RV parks. But here's the deal. If you don't have a state park pass, most state parks charge you a state park fee on top of...
On a daily rate. So this last day was a $10 entry fee per day on top of what we were paying to camp.
However, we already had a Texas State Park pass
that we purchased at the last state park we were at, and so instead of paying the $90 that we would have paid, we paid $70. It was. Did we stay 11 days?
Yes.
We stayed 11 days, by the way, this last one. See, I lost all track of time. We had such a good time there. But instead of paying them $110 to stay at the park on top of the money that it would cost nightly to stay in the park, which that's an outrageous fee.
Yes.
They took the $110 off because we'd already bought the $70 Texas State Park Pass.
And that
gets us into any state park in Texas.
All kinds of math, guys, but just to let you know, like the park we were at prior to that we ended up buying it at, it was $21 to get in. So it was like we've already almost doubly paid for the pass itself.
And we're going to another Texas State Park.
We're headed to...
On the way to, let's just say it's Florida. We're going to Florida for Christmas. But
I can't tell him.
I'm not telling you where. Just Florida's a big state too. Anyway, we're going to hit another Texas State Park on the way to Florida. And then we like Texas so much, when we're done with Florida, we're probably going to come back.
I'm not telling you where we're going anymore.
Oh. Hopefully
You're just going to get in the truck and be surprised.
I know this because I'm such a super sleuth. You spent money on a Texas State Park pass. We're going to go back to Texas.
Oh my goodness, guys. Okay, enough about that. So, needless to say, the passes are worth it depending on where you're going to travel and what you want to do. So if you're going to be in one state in particular, it might make sense even to get a national pass. Like Utah has all kinds of national monuments, 5 major parks, and all kinds of places that you can do it. When we were in Albuquerque, there was a sign that said there were 50 different places within driving distance of where we were that you could use this at. So it just depends on where you're at, but then also don't neglect those state park passes either, because they might save you a lot of money too.
And some of the state parks you go to are so pretty.
Yes.
And wildlife. We had deer walking right up to our camper.
Yes.
I had raccoons.
We had humans walking right up to our camper too.
Yeah. Sometimes people don't know their spaces too well. I had raccoons getting in the back of the truck. There was a 12-foot alligator that was caught earlier in the summer near where we were at. I didn't know that before I went fishing.
Oh, goodness.
But...
all right. Enough about all that.
Enough.
How about... let's talk about what's coming up this week on the blog and on the channel to kind of give you, because Mikey loves spoilers.
I do like spoilers.
I know you do.
Did you know we were going to Florida for Christmas?
You do now! You just stop it. Okay, well, on Monday, Aunt Lou has a new pork chop recipe that I am super excited about. She's been telling me about it for a while. We finally got it up on the blog. It's the easy crock pot savory pork chops, and those suckers look good. So if you like our home style pork chops, these look like they're probably going to have a similar flavor to them. I'm just guessing. So give that a try. Then on Tuesday, I've got a new blog post up, and then we've also got a new video that's coming out for bacon cheddar chicken. And let's just say that Mikey and Addie are big fans of bacon cheddar chicken. And I have heard more about can we make bacon cheddar chicken in the last several weeks.
It is good stuff.
It is really, really good and really, really yummy and so easy to throw together. And those of you with those casserole crock pots, this is one of those that you probably will just, or that it definitely is a great recipe for the casserole crock. You can make it in a traditional crock, but we love how it's spread out and all that kind of stuff. Are you seeing that there's a Buc-ee's right up here?
I was going to say something, but I didn't want to interrupt.
We're both like totally distracted because we are obsessed with Buc-ee's.
If y'all don't know what Buc-ee's are, it's B-U-C-C-E-E-S. It's just the greatest.
And it's at the next right, and we're stopping. He's going left, though. I don't know what's going on.
No, remember we said we're gonna. When you get down in this part of Texas, the Buc-ee's are plentiful, and so we said that we were going to reward ourselves by getting through Houston traffic before we went to a Buc-ee's. So I'm being good.
Bye, Buc-ee's.
Although it just hit me that we could have stopped at that one and then stopped at the other one on the other side of Houston. So.
Oh goodness. Okay, we are so scattered. We're talking about Bucky the Beaver, but we
just had a
clearly
squirrel
are
moment with
doing
a beaver.
squirrels all over here. Okay, on Wednesday we are going to have a new post up about our visit to Canyonlands, the Needles part of Canyonlands. And so that is another national park in Utah, and so you'll see that. And then on Thursday, we got all kinds of new stuff going on. Aunt Lou is going to be sharing an Instant Pot version of her melt-in-your-mouth chicken that everybody loved the crock pot version of, so she's flipped it around and made an electric pressure cooker recipe. And then we are sharing one of our favorite ways to make steak tacos. It's yummy. And then on Friday, we are going to show you, for Foodie Friday, we're going to share a really cool tip on how to quickly make chopped eggs without having to peel all the eggs. So like if you're making an egg salad or a potato salad for the holidays, we've got a trick for you to show you how we like to make our chopped eggs.
Sounds good to me.
So that's what we've got coming up.
That sounds excellent.
So don't forget to enter that foodie giveaway.
Lisa, don't forget to email me.
And Lisa, don't forget to email him. But whatever you guys do,
laugh often,
eat good food,
and speak life.
Bye, guys.
Bye, y'all.